Yo, what up? What up?
What's up, NFT QT?
Man, just riding. The same old same, man. What's the way?
I came across this project that wanted to get your thoughts on. Thought it was a pretty unique value proposition. It's this company creating this thing called the Nifty token, NFTY token. Basically, they are going to use this framework or this protocol to create a reputation layer for NFTs and NFT marketplaces. The idea is that this token exists on top of different marketplaces where you can take your tokens that you buy and you can bid essentially on certain NFTs. Your vote counts. Ideally, the more Nifty tokens that a project accumulates, the more that people are like, oh wow, there's a lot of people who find this to be fascinating and want to buy in. And once that thing sells, 7.5% of the sale goes back to this Nifty token protocol and is distributed to the people who voted on it. I thought it was interesting because we talk a lot about NFT fraud and how you essentially have a lot of people on OpenSea that are just stealing creations from people on DeviantArt and Behance and just putting it up there, claiming it as theirs, selling it for a couple $100s, and they're taking this money away. And the problem is we don't have a reputation layer at the highest levels. We have trust in big creators who are dropping projects that are worth 10 20 ETH or something, or a couple ETH. But as you kind of trickle down to the smaller creators, we don't have a great way of assurance on who is who. So I thought this reputation layer was kind of interesting.
I think it is definitely fascinating. You're basically creating the Better Business Bureau for crypto. That's what it's like the Better Business Bureau.
What's your rating?
Yeah, but it's the crypto. Of course, it includes tokenomics, enough nerdy stuff to make your crypto token holders happy. I'm of the notion where I think it's still a little too complex, if I'm being honest. I'm still trying to understand the why. I understand why the project exists, but what's the upside for me beyond the token? Because at this point, there's so many tokens, there's so many airdrops, there's so many. It's not cool anymore.
Yeah, I think to me
it's also
one of those things where they'll really benefit once it is at scale, but it's very hard to convince me to be an early adopter. Once it's at scale, you got 1 million people using these things. Yeah, a seller wants to be, listed on this Nifty DApp because, now they can benefit from other people voting on their thing and boosting up its reputation. But when it's small, you're just giving away a percentage of your sale.
Exactly. You know what? I'd like to just talk to this team if we could. I mean, I think we should just get them on the NFT QT show and let's just have them explain, one, the vision that they have outlined, but two, how do they think about getting to scale? Because I think that if they've got some unique advantage, or this is just level one and they've got a second level of thinking or ideas that they want to put into this, I think that's worth hearing from the founder, because I don't really have any ideas on how this gets big, but I think it'd be cool to hear from the people that are actually building it.
I agree. It's one of those things where once it's much bigger and more utilized, it does make sense. But how do you get there?
I think people will actually rock with it once they understand it, or if this is built into an already existing platform or standard, right? So if this already happened every time I bought an NFT on OpenSea, then okay, cool. This is a standard that should be adopted by someone that has a platform and they just want to improve their odds of people choosing their platform when they want to go buy an NFT or buy, anything that's kind of crypto relevant. Think about it, if Uniswap had this, if you were exchanging into a token and they had the score and they were contribute to this and you'll get some of the tokens. And even if the platform took some of the tokens that I would get, because they integrated it in their platform, it then becomes a win-win for everybody. So you get your points, you get to become a local reviewer, but then at the same time, by you getting super entrenched in the weeds on what the staples are at a building or at a restaurant, you actually make it easier for the next person.
Yeah, sounds like a knowledge graph for NFTs.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, that's what they've built. It's a knowledge graph for NFTs, but more so on trust. Do these people, have they done any prior rug pulls? Are they clean wallets? Because I think what's also fascinating about NFTs right now, it's cool to have burner wallets, but remember it was also cool to have burner phones for a period of time. And then what happened is, it became uncool because it was you now look more sketch with a burner phone than you do without it. And I think that the wallets right now you have a lot of people that are just doing it because it's all in the name and lens of security. I think that's a platform problem. If we've got to keep changing our wallets to keep things secure, I think there should be, some protocols that are adopted where, one, that the end user doesn't have to always swap their wallet if they don't want to, but there's some beneficial factors at play if you do keep your wallet for a long time, right? Like, let's say like you're using a grandfather wallet or a wallet that has, previous transactions, that gives you some type of net bonus or some type of value add, because I think that there's also something there, right? Think about Reddit. Certain Reddit threads you can't even comment on if you don't have enough karma or if you've got an account that isn't old enough. And I think that is probably where we should be getting to with like blockchain wallets, because then we can put a tamper on some of these reputational risks that are associated with NFTs and other crypto projects.
Let's get them on the show and figure out how this becomes a staple, as you would say, in a couple of years.
For sure. I'll catch you in the future.
Yep, later.
One.